Just got back home. I swear I hate doing errands in the summertime when it's hot like this.
I'm tired already.
I was planning on going back out, but I'm like, F it. I'm just going to.
Just reschedule shit, yo.
Yeah, that's what I literally did.
I'm already tired, yo. Like it's hot outside. I came in. I'm tired already.
I don't blame you. That's why I can't stand summertime when it's hot like this. But I went to the barber shop today. Got me a fresh cut. Yeah, this ain't gonna be a long breakdown anyway. What's up, everybody in the chat? Mike, Sam, Q, Brandon. I am not growing no fucking dreads. Have several seats. You know what's crazy though?
I like your cut, Red. Just real clean,
Appreciate it.
real clean, B.
Trying to do something different.
Okay.
I was tired of looking like Franklin from Snowfall for a little
Yeah,
bit and
you
shit.
was looking kind of niggerish there. I was worried about you. You had some nigger naps going on there. I was like, what's going on with him?
Yeah, I haven't had like a fresh cut like this since like 2015.
It's almost 10 years.
Yeah,
And so it was
there's some
good.
shit I want to talk. There's some shit I want to talk about before we start. For one,
I'm tired. That's what. I'm tired. I might not even make it tonight.
for
I might not even make it tonight. I might just pass out after this. Yeah,
real.
it's hot. I'm tired. I've been running around the whole day. You know what I'm saying? I was doing shit last night. Hey, dog days of summer.
I feel you. That's why I'm going to push this to maybe midnight or some shit anyway. So
Facts. It'll still be a dope show even if I wasn't here. You know what I'm saying? If it was just you and Cavase, I know y'all would hold it down because y'all are real heads.
yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
So guess what's the number one album that broke the hip hop drought of this year? Lil
Who's
Uzi's
that?
Vert, Lil Uzi Vert's The Pink Tape was the first number one
Oh
album
yeah,
of number one hip hop
I
album.
heard. I heard about that.
Are you
I heard about
serious?
that. And he even got the best album of the year right now.
He don't even have the
You
best
know what I'm saying? To
anything.
me, it's Killer Mike and Larry June and Alchemist. Best two albums of the year for me. Best rap albums at least.
Yes, that Larry June album is coming very soon. That review,
Yep, definitely love that album.
right? Also, this whole India Irie thing.
What's
You
up
know,
with
he
that?
showed
I
her
heard something
criticizing me.
about what did she do? Was she turning thought like Janelle Monae or what?
No, she's actually criticizing all these black women that like to wear skimpy clothing.
Uh
You know
oh.
what I'm saying? But here's my thing. I I like some of India Irie's music. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
you made like a whole career of having making black women having songs of black women be the way they are, but you over here criticizing black women for what they're wearing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but she's not known for showing a lot of skin.
I
Just like
know.
Janelle Monáe wasn't known for doing that up until what, last year.
Yeah.
Now she getting dogged. She getting dragged online for. She showed her boobs in her new video, and she's showing skin everywhere.
I
What's
feel
going
you on
on?
that.
I thought
Think
she
she
was
be,
a lesbo. Is she back to liking men again or what?
I have no idea, honestly.
Maybe she's both.
Give me one second. I'll check something downstairs right quick.
I don't know. It's crazy.
But yeah, people, they ain't gonna tell everybody their own personal life and shoot. Sometimes we just gotta guess.
It's crazy, man. Yeah, Killer Mike definitely his best album to me right now, man. So what does that mean? That she likes both? What does that mean, Sam? She likes both men and women or what? I'm a straight guy, so you talking to me like I'm supposed to know this shit. She's non-binary. What does that mean? I mean, she look good, but this is a woman that went from wearing suits all the time and her hair was a certain way, and now she's showing skin and people is in the uproar. It's like the world is ending because she's showing tits and ass now. You know what I'm saying? She wouldn't be the first. You know, when the brat started showing skin and she started trying to look sexy, nobody had an issue with that. You know what I'm saying? Janelle Monáe, she's showing some ass. People calling her a thought. You know, I don't know. I think they people lose their mind if Jill Scott started showing skin.
I'm back. What about Jill Scott?
People will lose their mind if she started showing skin.
She kind of has been showing skin on the low low,
She has?
but not,
What?
but not like explicit. You know what
No,
I'm
I'm
saying?
talking about like Janelle Monáe showing skin.
Right. Right. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, that's because Jill Scott got class.
Yeah. Well, so did Janelle Monáe at one point. What happened?
You saw what?
So did Janelle Monáe. What happened to her?
Hold on.
What happened to her?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. What else? So yeah, so they're trying to bring back Comic View back, and
I heard about that. The T.I. or some shit.
it's yeah, Ti is one of the comedians. I'm like, y'all are really trying to do this shit, y'all.
You haven't had a solid album since Paper Trail. What? Why is you trying to be a comedian? For what?
I just go back to the Godfrey,
Niggas doing
the
too
God
much.
the God. I just go back to what Godfrey say. Just because you do jokes on the stage, that don't make you a comedian. Mm.
I didn't hear that one from Godfrey. Is that what he said?
Yeah, it was a couple of months ago. He was him and Ti were going at it on social media.
Crazy. Mr.
Yeah,
Expeditiously.
that nigga don't
Nigga
even know what
making
that
up
word means.
making no fucking big words and shit. It sounds smart. Crazy.
No, I'm ready to start whenever you are.
This watermelon is good.
I hate watermelon.
A black man that don't like watermelon. Wow, I've never heard that.
You know, I hate
But
watermelon.
but you love fried chicken though,
I
right?
used I used to like watermelon, but not anymore.
But you
You
love
said
fried
what?
chicken though, right?
Hell yeah, I love me some fried chicken, nigga.
Wow, crazy.
I just don't.
I've
I,
never
I just
met
don't
a
like
black person that
watermelon.
hated watermelon. That's crazy. Ain't you
Well,
from the Caribbean too?
African, but I'm African. But I do have some Caribbean in me, so yeah.
Yeah, Caribbean people love watermelon. What you talk about?
Well, I don't like watermelon. I don't like Kool-Aid, nigga. What? I don't like watermelon. I don't like no fucking
I haven't
Kool-Aid, nigga.
drank Kool-Aid since I was a kid, yo. I can't drink Kool-Aid now, so
Give me some juicy juice over some Kool-Aid.
I'm not drinking
Some,
that.
give me some
I'm not
fucking,
drinking that.
huh?
No, I'm not drinking that.
Juicy juice.
Fuck no, that shit would hurt my stomach.
Give me some fucking Hawaiian punch or some shit.
Hawaiian punch I could drink, but not juicy juice.
Juicy juice. Hell, give me Donald Duck's orange juice and shit. But yeah, you ready?
Yeah.
You said what?
So you drinking nasty shit, yo.
Y'all over here drinking fucking Kool-Aid and shit. That's nasty. That shit will kill your system, son.
Nah, I haven't had that since I was little, bro.
Have my lips red like Jimmy Walker and shit.
Jimmy Walker?
Yeah.
Nah. Can't drink that shit.
Alright. What's up, you two? How's everyone doing this lovely Tuesday? Your boy Reg in the building. Got my homeboy Try with me.
Yo.
This is the discography breakdown. The first since my suspension or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about a female rapper that I feel like don't get her just due. We're going to talk about Jean Grae. You know what I'm saying? Coming from New York City. I'm gonna talk about we're gonna talk about, but first, how did you get into Jean Grae?
I got into Jean Grae with she was in a group in the beginning, Natural Resources.
Yeah.
He put out like a couple of 12-inch singles, and I remember seeing the video a lot for I forgot, it was one of those songs, and but at the time her name wasn't Jean Grae, it was what, and then she ended up changing her name later to Jean Grae, the X-Men character, and Natural Resources, they were like real underground. I don't even think they dropped the album back then, and you would only hear them. I would only hear them on like the college radio stations, Stretch and Barbito, DJ Mighty My, Future Flavors, shit like that. So, you know, once they broke up, and then she went on her own, and she was doing collabs and stuff. The High and Mighty hands-on
Yeah.
experience joint. That was a fire. That was a dope train with Barbito and Cool Keith. That was like always one of my favorites from her, and she had a dope verse on that. And she did a lot of shit. Master Ace. She was on the Disposable Arts with Master Ace on Hold You. That was one of my favorite joints on that album. And
I love that
Soda
one.
and Soda and Soap. She was on did a joint another joint with him. And she did a lot of joints. Did a lot of joints with Talib, and I remember the song she did with Talib on the yeah, I know you can't stand them. The Beautiful Struggle. The Beautiful Struggle.
Oh God.
I like that album. I know you don't care for it, but I thought that was a dope album, and she was on that album. She was on the song with him on that album that I liked, and she's always been a dope list. She's very underground, and I think once she started working with Ninth Wonder, she got more eyes looked on her. You know what I'm saying? And she's from my home. She's from Brooklyn. She is Caribbean too, and she was just dope. I saw her. I want to say like 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. Like she's supposed to be doing something with Marvel. I don't know if that's still happening, but because her name is Jean Grae, and she had did this piece on comic books, and she had went to I went to one of the comic books here in the city, and just like talking about like her love for comic books, and how she changed her name from what to Jean Grey, the X-Men character. And she mentioned in that video that she was supposed to be doing stuff with Marvel in the future. So I mean, I don't know. I'm assuming it's gonna be for like the X-Men when they reintroduce the X-Men to the MCU, and she'll probably be on the soundtrack or something. But she's always been a dope lyricist, and I feel like I said, like I feel like cause you know people started really checking for her when she was working with Ninth Wonder, when she did the Genius album and stuff like that. And you know she's one of those artists that she wasn't trying to sell her looks for records. She wasn't going that route. You
For
know what I'm
coochie.
saying? And that's probably the main reason why she hasn't been out there mainstream wise. You know what I mean? But she's not the only one. Rod Digger is definitely like like that, and there's a whole bunch of others. You know what I'm saying? But she was always like one of my favorites, and even still to this day, like she's still one of my favorites now. And she don't really drop like a lot of material, but she definitely I would like to see her work more with other producers too. You know what I'm saying? She needs to be signed to some label, mellow music, or you know, um somebody's label. You know what I'm saying?
Fire.
Boot Camp, somebody, but because she's from Brooklyn, so. And Boot Camp is crazy because Boot Camp never really had a female on their label. I just noticed that.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like why not Jean Grey? I think she would fit right in with Smith and Wesson. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, she's dope. You know what I'm saying? It's her albums. I've heard all of her albums, the mixtape stuff, and the EPs I haven't heard. But she got a lot of EPs. She got like 15 EPs. I haven't seen. I haven't even seen none of that shit in the stores. You know what I'm saying? But the albums, as far as her albums, like I've heard her albums already. You know what I'm saying? They were dope. So
Okay. Well, I don't really know exact story how I got into Jean Grey. You know what I'm saying? I just pretty much was just listening to, excuse me, just listening to albums here and there, and then just came across hearing a few songs from her. And honestly, I've
right,
always felt like she was definitely one of the most underrated MCs, not just female wise, but just one of the most underrated MCs. Period. You know what I'm saying? Like she definitely had that nice little delivery that's just so fucking intimidating, but at the same time, it can actually people can actually vibe with her if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely feel like it's gonna be dope for us to talk about her discography because it's like certain albums I do like from her. You know what I'm saying? I do. Spoiler alert! I do feel that the debut album was the strongest one, but we'll talk about that when we do and shit. So yeah, I actually can't wait to talk about her. And like I said before, this is only the albums we're gonna talk about because I know she dropped hella projects and here and there. You know what I'm saying? So we're just gonna talk about the album at some point. Maybe I'll discuss an EP or two in the future, but um, yeah, let's get started.
yeah,
Sure. Now I'm gonna go to the first album, Attack of the Attacking Things. This album came out in 2002. You know what I'm saying? Very, very, very dope album. In my opinion, her best album she came out with. You know what I'm saying? Like this one right here. First of all, I love the album cover. I think the album
right,
cover is just fucking solid as fuck. You know what I'm saying? I definitely feel like, and the fact that she actually had like two guest appearances on the album too. That should tell
mm,
you something and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I love What Would I Do. That was pretty good, no doubt. I love that one. Love Songs with the Beat Miners was pretty good, and mind you, this was post '97 Beat Miners, so that beat definitely sound like something that could have been on a boot camp album, but that's another story for a different day. Live
right,
for You. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like part of me wishes this album was a bit longer, but part of me was just like, you know what, it's just to find the way it's at. If I do come across this album, I would definitely do a review on this one. I'm gonna give this a 5 out of 5.
Yeah, it was
If
definitely
I,
a dope album. The production, the songs, like you mentioned, Block Party was my favorite, and she's telling black people like they need to get out the house and explore the
yes,
world, and niggas is just happy to sit on the bench, and we need to stop acting like the victim when it comes to white people, and you know what I'm saying, and I thought that was very real track. Live for You, that had a dope beat. This album when we were doing the rap list for O2. I think it was like in my honorable mention. I remember listening to it, and I'm like, damn, I didn't know it came out in '02, and it sounds it sounds still fresh today. You know what I mean? And
right.
you know, this is definitely one of the best albums of '02 when it comes to rap. You know what I'm saying? So it's not my favorite though. I'm gonna give it 4 mics. I think she definitely did her thing on here, and it was a solid album.
Yeah, definitely a solid album. All right, next album is gonna be this week, which is released on Baby Grande Records. Um, this was a solid album as well too. You know what I'm saying? It has a bit more of a bounce compared to attacking things. Like she has some songs that definitely was more conventional to like what was happening in 2004 at that time. I mean, like the Chipmunks soul, the soulful beats. You had
Right.
Ninth Wonder, like a lot of these songs right here too. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Which I love Ninth Wonder, like especially that early Ninth Wonder sound, like from '03
Hmm.
to maybe like 2009, 2010. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Shout out to Ninth, shout out to Xavier, by the way. You know, I love songs like Star Wars is pretty good. Going Crazy might be my favorite song. You Don't Want It was dope too. But at the same time, while I do like this album, I don't feel like it's touching the first album, to be real with you. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that it's a disappointment. Excuse me. Not saying that it's a disappointment, but just
Right.
because I like it was like something about the first album that I loved, like that gritty underground soul. Well, this one, you still had like the grittiness in it, but at the same time, like you see her trying to do like more different things, which
Yeah.
I'm not mad about. I'm not mad about, but at the same time, it's just like certain preference. I'll give this a 4 out of 5.
Yeah. She was definitely going for radio play with certain songs, and really trying to be looked at as a sex symbol in a way. You know what I'm saying? And that's not her. You know what I'm saying? But I felt like she was teasing us with certain songs on this album when it came to that.
Yeah,
But then you got like joints like A Likes. That had like a dope piano loop and beat. Not like Me, where she's like telling dude that none of these chicks are like her because she's different. This for some reason, like the beat, the way that the beat sounded, I could see Left Eye on.
hmm.
It had that supernova
My
sound.
album.
Yeah, it had that supernova 2000 sound to it for that track. And I'm like, yo, I could see Left Eye on that. Rest in peace to Left Eye. Um, you had Super Lover, and she was getting really explicit and sexual on that song. That's something that we don't see often from her. P.S. One of her most personal songs, and she's rapping about cheating on her man and wanting to sleep with her ex best friend, and that was like her version of um what's the joint that Nas did on Godson
Right.
about his rhyme book or whatever. That was
Yep.
like her version of that, where she's like writing personal letters to herself and to other people, and apologizing for what she's done, and like her true inner thoughts were coming out on the record. So that was like one of my favorites. So this album was solid. I give it 4.5, Mike. I definitely feel like it's one of her best albums, and like I said, like you got some of those songs where she was teasing us with flirting and getting sexual, but she stayed for the most part. She stayed on course with the album and gave us some really bangers on here. So it's a 4.5 for me.
Okay, cool. Yeah, man. Definitely, I definitely hear your thoughts about how it was a tease and whatnot. So I definitely see what you're saying. So the next album is called Genius. This is the third album that she's done. This album's like a collab album with Ninth Wonder, an album that kind of has an interesting story to it. Originally, it was supposed to have came out in 2004 originally, but it got bootlegged on the internet and it got delayed for years. And pretty much at this time, she had signed a deal with Telequality's Blacksmith Records in 2005. You know what I'm saying? And she actually in 2008 was considering just retiring from the music industry because of the fact that she didn't really she felt like disconnected with it and the
Right.
fact that she wanted to spend more time with her family. So then Tyler Kweli pretty much said that she was not retiring, you know what I'm saying, to support the album because this is around the time when downloads and MP3s was like popular. You know, you had like the Lime Wires, the iTunes, all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So the Genius album eventually came out in 2008. You know what I'm saying? And it's interesting too because there was like different album covers. Like you had album covers that's paid homage to Black Sheep's, a Wolf in Sheep's Clothing.
Yeah.
Das Effects did Serious. You know what I'm saying? Which that was pretty dope as well too.
Mm-hmm.
This might be my second favorite album she's ever came out with. You know what I'm saying? You know, Ninth Wonder was definitely in his A game with this one, in my opinion. Like, I love 232s was dope. Don't Rush Me. I love My Story. You know what I'm saying? But he did not produce everything on this album because he had some help from Crisis and Fatten and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? But Jean Grey definitely sounded hungry on this one right here too. I'm gonna give this a 4.5 out of 5.
I think this is her best album. I think
I'm
this is
not mad about
definitely her
that.
best album. If there's anybody that could bring her from the underground and to get noticed, it would be Ninth Wonder. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I love the fact that she paid homage to those classic album covers with Dead Serious and Cuban Link and the Black Sheep. Black Sheep first album always been one of my favorites. Heavily slept on. Um, she out. If I could, I would get every album cover for that album. Just the way that they were posing together. She and Ninth Wonder.
Right.
That was great. So you knew like once you saw that album cover, just like back in the day when you went to the record store and you picked up the album and the album cover was fire, you knew you was gonna hear some fire shit. And once I saw that, I actually saw the Dead Serious album cover first. I was like, yo,
Ooh.
this is gonna be a fire album, and it didn't disappoint. It was vintage Ninth Wonder production. Very soul sample heavy album, and the beats were knocking. I love the song My Story where she's like rapping about having an abortion, and she's like saying like how she had 3 abortions at the age of 27, and how she tried to commit suicide but she couldn't even do that right. Her parents were worried about her. You know what I'm saying? And she went into detail on that song about what happens for a female when they go through having an abortion at the clinic or whatever. And I love that. You know what I'm saying? It's like her perspective on, us males wouldn't understand that, but listening to that song and hearing her insight, it was you could see everything that she was talking about when she was getting at the clinic or whatever. And that was a dope song. The Time Is Now with Fonte from Little Brother. Fonte always kills the track he's on. It was no
I
different
agree.
on here. A great collab with him and Jean Grae. I love that beat. This World, that was another banger for me. Love Thirst. Um, that's what's up with Talib. Had a banger, a banging beat on that. So this album to me, like for me, it's genius and it's Attack of the Attacking Things. No, it's Genius and This Week and then Attack of the Attacking Things. Those to me are like our three best albums. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
And I don't think you could go wrong with any of those three. You know, I feel like Genius should have been promoted more though, and it's
I
probably
agree.
because of it got bootleg, and the original version is on YouTube because I've seen it. Um, but I think it's because because the album got bootlegged, they didn't promote it. But that really should be her Illmatic. That what I'm saying because it was that good, and it's not too many times that Ninth Wonder do a whole album like with the female MCs. So for me, I'm gonna give it 5 mics. I think it was that good. She didn't have a lot of collabs, but the collabs that she did have were great. You know what I'm saying? And yo, if you love the Soul Council, if you love Ninth Wonder and Crisis, and I've always been a fan of their stuff from way back. Even before when Ninth started Jamla Records, and you know what I'm saying. It's always fun. Like Smith and Wesson, The All. That's always been like one of my favorite albums when that dropped, and they did the production on that, and it's definitely a great album, man. I loved it.
I highly agree with you about that. You know what I'm saying? And she actually did a collab. Um, well, there was a controversial version called "The Evil Genius." She did a
Right,
collab with Blue Sky Black Death, but that was controversial because Baby Grande they took Jean Grey's vocals without her permission, and she didn't know the project came out until it was announced. You know
right.
what I'm saying? So I'm not even gonna talk about that anyway. What I am gonna talk about is her last album. This was what she did with her husband, Quail Chris. Everything's fine. Okay. Okay. Let's get right. So for those who don't know who Quail Chris is, he is a rapper and producer slash her husband. They got married in 2018, the same like the months after this album had came out. You know what I'm saying? And I haven't heard anything from him like that, but
Yeah, same.
I did not like this album like that to be real with you. Jean Grey did a thing, but it
Yeah.
was him. I didn't like his voice. I didn't
Mm.
like his style.
I didn't like his production either.
Yeah, yeah. Like, and I hate to say it because like Jean Grey definitely has some joints
Right.
on this. Like, I liked my contribution to the scam. Don't worry, it's fine. But his rapping and his production, I was just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
And then it's like, what else? I feel like it was trying so hard to be a Little Brother album. It was trying so hard to be a minstrel
Yeah.
show because the minstrel show had that satirical, satirical kind of vibe to it as well too.
Right.
You know, what I'm saying? But
Right.
personally, I just felt like with this album and shit like that, I don't want to. It's pretty inferior. If you're expecting a Jean Grey solo album, hard hitting,
Right.
like me and Try mentioned to stick to a first three. Hell, even with this week, which I do kind of criticize a little bit. By
Mm.
the way, I give the Genius album 4.5. By the way,
Okay.
even with this week, I criticized that a little bit. It still had that vintage Jean Grey sound. It was too much of a dude, and this is why I tell cats: just because y'all married, don't mean y'all have to do music with one another. Just
Right.
being real. But
Yeah.
I'll give this a 3 out of 5.
I remember hearing it, and I never heard anything from Krell before then. But I remember like seeing like a lot of hip hop pages posted, and I listened to it. I didn't know she was married to him, but her verses were dope. I had a
Yeah,
problem with his production. I don't think it fit the album. You know, I don't know. It didn't feel right. Though. You know what I'm saying?
it did
I
not
was
fit the
like,
album.
what is it? What is Jean Grey with this dude? Who's this guy? You know,
What's up with the album cover? First of all,
what? Yeah, but see, I didn't know at that time that they were married. 'Cause I'm like, it makes sense now when you look back at the album cover. But before, I was like, they look like an old couple from the Midwest or some shit. I didn't know
look
what was
like
going on.
this. It reminds me of Super Lover Red and Casanova. That
Right,
album cover.
like
But yeah, man.
like
And
some
I hate
Beverly
to like get.
Hillbillies type of shit. I didn't know what was going on. You know, but it
Right.
was just like the production was just quirky. It was off for her flow. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I remember listening to it. I was like, yo, I ain't feeling this album. You know what I'm saying? I don't know
It's
why
not for
she
me.
did it, but you yeah, it's not for me.
Yeah, man. And like I said before, but her discography for the most part is very good. You know what I'm saying? Her discography for the most part is very good. It's just that I would just like, ignore that album on some real shit.
I don't think nobody would wanna battle her. I don't
Nah,
think there's any female MC now that would want to battle her.
I agree.
You know, maybe like I don't know. Maybe Pretty Bully or Indigo Phoenix, one of them chicks. Not, but I like now in this era, there's not a lot of chicks that would battle her.
Because I can't touch her.
You know what I mean?
But yeah. But like I said, this is not gonna be a long video because I'm just gonna get some rest before this nine review. I still gotta listen to Cloud Nine and shit. So I just wanted to like give a quick discography breakdown on Jean Grey. I definitely want to get my hand on the first two albums at least. Well, actually not the first three albums
I think all that shit
because
is out of print.
it is. It's her first album is very expensive on some real
Yeah,
shit. You know what I'm saying? But I know the next breakdown probably next that's gonna be Hard Notes. That's the next discography breakdown.
on the notes.
Yes, I know that one's been long awaited and shit too. So yeah.
Okay.
Other than that, I think about like 12:15. I'm gonna do this nine review and shit. You know what I'm saying? I
I
still
might
have
I
to.
might be I might be awake. I might be asleep. Who knows? I don't know. At this point.
Okay. You want me to just call you like about 11 o'clock just in case?
If I hear my phone,
All right. All right. It's all good. It's all good. But just let me know ahead of time and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Cause
trust me. You if I'm not here, Caress will kill it. He will
okay.
do his thing
All
because
right, bro.
he's a hip hop head, and that's what we associate with. So
Right.
you know what
You
I'm
already
saying.
know.
If I put that
All right.
stamp of approval, he official. He definitely do his thing.
That's all I need to hear. Well, all right. Well, I'm about to just chill out for the next 5 hours and shit like that. Appreciate this try as usual. I'll see you if I see you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Peace.
Peace.